One sec. Okay. Now I understand Gio's pain. Whenever you try to stream a new game, always some shit comes up. Some hook issue. He lives. Yeah, okay, let's go. This is one of those games where when you tab in and out, it fucking just pauses or unhooks the game. Really piss poor port, but still the best way to play this game, so fuck it. Fuck it. Where's Phil? Sorry, where's Phil? Reventon. This stream is very immersive, yeah. All those light flashes in Moscow. Thought I need to get down to Hounslow Saviors. All light flashes. All those light flashes in Morse. Thought I needed to get down to Hounslow. Dude, I wasn't at my computer, so I don't know what happened. Okay. Greatness. Oh, the light kept flashing. Okay. I don't know what that was. Maybe it was something. I think my camera might reset or something. I had to just zoom, recenter it. How's the humper in the flesh? Dude, this is the sequel. This is the sequel of all sequels. The ghost of Seth. Oh yeah, Seth Senor. Seth Senor. Before I knew he was Spanish, I kept calling him Seth Senior. Seth Senior. Nah. This ain't Swery ain't like that. Swery ain't into fan service. You know the guy who made Nier Automata, Yoko Taro. He throws shade at Yoko Taro for fan service on Twitter. He throws shade at him. He's replied to some of my tweets where I ask him, what do you think of Yoko Taro's Nier? He goes, nah, I think that guy's a degen. I think Yoko Taro's a degen. He's got fan service in his games. I'm paraphrasing, but that's literally what Swery says. So Swery's not into fan service in his games. Swery summer. Dude. Swery's my boy. Kojima and him are the two reasons I'm on Twitter.
What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
Quiet down? Ha! You have any idea what you've done? I'd be half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood-slathered Havana-style pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve this? Does God hate me?
No. The Regional Bureau Chief merely issued a special order.
Oh. Yeah. How could I forget? A special order to rob me of my well-deserved vacation.
Yeah, it's more Western.
You want pizza? Yeah. I'll buy you some pizza. You can find that
the
junk
Japanese
anyway.
guy, how he thinks America works.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
What did you just say? Pizza is not junk. Pizza is a sacred food bestowed upon us by God.
What is with Japan
himself?
and food
You
conversations?
Need to apologize right now. This
Sorry,
is
loves his food.
blasphemy.
Apologize to who? Pizza or God?
Ha ha! You think you're so clever. Maybe if you'd eaten pizza this morning like a decent person, you wouldn't have cut your finger.
I only cut my finger because I couldn't find a left-handed can opener at the hotel.
Twin
Normally,
Peaks
I would
greatness.
never make such an amateur mistake.
Oh, really? Well, if you want me to get into gear, then just feed me some pizza.
I haven't had pizza in a while.
We must
That was my
act
phase,
unfaithfully
Toshi, where I was
and
ordering
abandon
pizza
our
every
ideas
other time,
again
every
and
other day
again.
I was streaming.
Cannot
Do you remember?
advance from one period of life into another without causing these pains of treachery.
Nietzsche, again, please spare me before my ears start to bleed. Ever since the moment you got here, it's been nothing but Nietzsche quotes.
The worst enemy you can meet will always be yourself.
I said knock it off. I prefer pizza to philosophy. Want me to dial the number for you?
Yeah, VN's
Come on,
going for
Agent
ages.
Jones. It's time to get serious.
Good thing is,
your
I have
4.5
people
years of
recommend me
hard
good
work are finally
VNs.
about to pay off.
Like,
and all you're
like,
focused on is this nonsense?
What's it called? Higanbana,
Pizza
which don't
isn't
go on for like 2
nonsense.
hours.
Quiet.
Do you ever need to play the
As
first
you
game
wish,
for this?
Mother.
You should.
My lips are
you should,
sealed.
because this is a
Happy now.
prequel and a sequel. This is a prequel and a sequel. Toshi Deluxe plus Burger Muramasa, a dope VN. Yeah. Swery's like one of those genius game developers, but they don't throw him a big budget. That's the only problem with his games.
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike.
Yeah, but RE5, let's try and get it done before Geo. We get to RE5 with Geo. So yeah, this week hopefully. Yeah. It's sort of like a murder mystery series where you're trying to solve a murder or a crime, but it's in like quaint, off-ball, like wacky towns, as seen through the eyes of like Japanese. So everyone's like hyper stylized, and you know. So it's like, see, none of you guys seen Twin Peaks, so I can't describe it to you that way. It's like, I don't know. You'll see. But yeah, the first game is important. Everyone D-Lo loves the first game. It's like a cult phenomenon that game was. Guinness Book of Records, fam. Most divisive horror game. Oh shit, it's your boy. Oh shit. It's Francis Zach Morgan. It's our boy, fam. Red Room's gonna be in this, I think. If it's a prequel, then he always goes to his Red Room.
You have questions for us?
Dude, he's looking fucked. He's like Marty from True Detective.
That's why you're here, isn't it?
Dude, they're doing a Marty from True Detective with this guy. Straight up. The first game was in your 50. Yeah. First game, my essential. Even if you play it once, it's just like memorable as fuck. Memorable as fuck. This MC is amazing. Oh, he's fucking dope. Dude, my man's been living like a hermit, fam. But yeah, it's got murder, mystery, detective elements. It's got third-person combat, like horror sections. But it's mainly like a sort of open-world game where it's got a real-time clock, like Persona. So you have to go and meet witnesses at times where they're open.
Mr. Morgan, before we question
Otherwise,
you,
have to
allow me to
wait till the
first
next
read you
day
your
to see 'em.
rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. Please keep that in mind as you speak. Do we have permission to film this?
Aaliyah Davis.
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan?
He lost his marbles after the last game. I don't want to spoil the
I'm
last game
FBI
for you.
Special Agent Aaliyah Davis.
I don't want
This
to
is
spoil the last game.
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Morgan Jones. Simon Jones.
Seriously.
This is like the setup of True Detective. All those interviews with
Southern Belle and
Matthew
a lonesome
McConaughey.
loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. You'd be the perfect stars for the latest video game. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Who's he calling Fairy? He's calling me Fairy.
How many years has it been since someone came to chat with us?
Dude,
Oh,
he looks
but
fucked.
don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking. But my
True
eyes
Detective,
can't be
yeah,
deceived.
it is just like True Detective. It's not like Twin Peaks now, it's like True Detective. That's dope. Sweaty summer.
If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face.
Inspect.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence and interest in the self.
There's a reason, but I don't want to spoil it. Why he's saying we? There's a reason.
And
It might come up. It might come up in this.
your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society. Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche. We admire your bravery.
I
Me
thought
too.
you retired from profiling.
Greatness.
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears. Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people.
Rule we. It has been long set. No, there's a reason. There's a reason. The first game will explain everything, but you only find out at the end of the first game.
Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough. She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
Really? Jokes.
So, Belle,
He got flack in this game. The trans people got him to change one of the cutscenes. I remember there was a huge controversy on Twitter where Swery made a game about a trans MC and it got like celebrated. It got awards. It got like, everyone loved it. Everyone loved Swery after that game. Then he made this game, and apparently I don't know where it is in the game, but he did a side quest or subplot with a trans character. They all turned on him. Then he had to patch it and change it.
does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
He's more
Yeah, there's
dangerous
something
than
wrong
I
with him.
thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head on with questions then. First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up. Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le
He
Carre,
be
Louisiana
possessed.
in
Something wrong with him. He
2005?
looks fucking ill, fam. Not the character I remember. Why didn't I play the trans game? I've played some of his games,
We
but the games that don't interest me, there's no point. You know what I mean?
solved that case.
Your report states the following.
Nothing will shake that man up. That's for sure.
By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case. After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing will shake that man up. Yeah, this guy is like a don.
Yes,
A
that's
don, fam.
exactly what happened.
But the person I'm speaking to is a character that you don't get to see
We
until
stole
the end of the
the
last
right
game.
to investigate from them, just as you said.
His personality is completely different from like the man in the last game.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carre immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
That's true. It's true.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Dude, how Louis become like a fucking shadow of his former self, fam.
Closed. You sure about that? Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Was gonna get this in the first game, but need to wait till the month, yeah. It's so fucking sad to see him like this. He went through some trauma at the end of the last game.
No need to beat around the bush with us.
Makes sense he's like this. Looks like the zombie version of
They
Eduardo.
found Lise Clarkson's body. It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim. Do you know what this means? That's why we're here. The first victim in the case is solved. Lise Clarkson.
Yeah.
This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he...
We're pleased that her body
Damn,
turned
that's
up.
just cold, literally, yeah. The way the victims are killed, like in these games,
Deeply
always really
pleased.
weird, interesting. It's like, you can tell that's where he's watched a lot of this American serial killer movies and stuff like Silence of the Lambs and shit.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Body or not, we already solved that case. Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has nothing to do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the unnatural state it was found in.
Reminds me of some of the bits in Evil Within 2.
She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
Well, good for you.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
Isn't that right, my fairy?
Dude, who is this fairy? Because in the last game, he used to speak to us as the player. I guess I'm the fairy now.
The corpse is beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story.
Yup. It's like the first game. Even in death, all the women look beautiful.
Yes.
Like,
That went okay.
gotta crack him. Gotta crack him.
Now I'm sure that Morgan's
It's so
hiding
weird to
something.
be on the other side of it. You were the character in the last game, like asking people, like, you know, interrogating people. Now you're on the other side trying to crack this guy. That's dope.
I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents.
Alright, let's get into the documents, fam.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to?
This guy's a beast, fam.
Before coming to us. Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew.
Triangle on the table. Maybe they'll let me ask about that.
After all, you
Let me
visited
ask about that.
Louisiana last
It seems
week.
like these are all branching interrogation parts, you know, like Danganronpa style things.
We assumed you met with her during your time there.
I wonder if they'll let me ask about that. Because there's one on the cabinet there, next to the PC.
Not in 14 years.
More naughty. The more naughty, fam.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our
They
apartment
think that
this entire
he's
time.
been continuing the murders, maybe.
That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, AI Somnium Files would do it as well.
Which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston.
I understand. Nobody wants to go to Louisiana.
This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Dude, he looks like ready to die, fam. Like, he looks like he's got, like, terminal illness.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré.
Yeah.
He reportedly said he wanted something old,
this is
big,
not
and
who
strong.
he looks like in the last game, or how he normally looks. This is like way into the future. It's basically like True Detective. Fucking Marty's gone all old and he's smoking weed and he's like lost a few marbles, and some old case comes back to haunt him.
The
That's
owner of the
dope.
car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
I can't believe someone who made a celebrated trans game had them turn on him. Swery was like, my trans friends came up to me and told me this was wrong, right or wrong, and I had to change it.
Our world is filled with mysteries. And they always have the most bizarre timing.
Dude, I want to ask him about his DVD collection.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere.
Katana Burger.
Isn't that right, my fairy?
Dude, who is this fucking fairy, fam? Oh shit, so that's what they patched out. Okay. Let's see what I can ask him about. Let's ask him about the chess game. Okay.
That chessboard looks rather old.
Yeah, believe me, when Swery makes subplots for suspects in this game, he throws lots of misdirection. He wants you to think it's this person or that person, and then you find out it's not that person, but they have more going on under the surface.
And you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Yeah.
Right. They were banned by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste, but the weight of the ivory just feels so good in our hands.
Damn, man, he's an old school guy, fam.
You play chess alone?
Is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
He's probably just replicating famous games, or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan?
New Jersey, the bullied little brother of New York. You're gonna finish that chess game.
I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit
I've
of a
played the
chess
first
nut
game, so
myself.
I kind of know why he's playing chess with himself. But I think
When I was in school,
they don't know.
I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S. Chess Federation.
He's not a bad dude. Even I tweeted, like, back when it started, it goes, dude, Swery's like the nicest guy ever. You won't find a nicer guy in Japanese game development. You're not gonna find an egotist like Kojima or a fucking... or the guy who created Yakuza or Dead or Alive. Those two who are literally perverts. Swery's like the nicest dude, fam.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chessbook to be found in this apartment. And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet
Yeah, what he
history.
did didn't seem like it was meant to be offensive. No, he just liked to create wacky, out there scenarios. He wasn't thinking about whether or not this would offend white person, Chinese person, black. But it was just he wanted to create like sordid backstories for characters.
He was simply playing chess, all alone.
So, what's wrong with that, Belle?
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
That's kind of true, actually. How can
You
play
just
it?
publicly confessed to stealing personal data. Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no, everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Ooh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
I feel so sorry for him. He was already fucked. Like, without spoiling it, this MC was already pretty fucked for certain reasons in the last game. Now he just lost his damn mind, fam. Alright.
You may be wondering why we decided
ask
to
it to your
unearth all
coffee.
these
Literally
old
last
files.
week, I swear, look, mate, I've been following you for years. He follows me. He follows all his fans. And I asked him, look, where's this PC port, fam? And I was like, he goes, not me, ask it to your coffee. The very next week, the Steam port gets announced. Don, fam, he's a fucking Don.
Everything happens for a reason.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone
Sorry,
who
it's
worked in
jokes.
the warehouse.
He hates Mondays and he loves getting drunk. One got clout. So nah, I mean, Swery's like one of those, you know, when you find one of those Japanese developers or like artists who is actually really open with their fans. It's like the guy who Vinland. It's like the guy who draws Vinland. He's really active on Twitter.
We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner. But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Them Jap weebs, yeah.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came
Vinland
to
saga,
see
yeah.
us instead.
I think he's ready to crack.
Remember what happened, my fairy?
Bubblegum saga, yeah.
That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about
Hunter X Hunter.
the guy who managed the
it.
vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
Dude, why has he got like milk cartons sellotaped up? I want to see if I can ask him about that. He's got such a weird shit in his room.
Large man, yes? No need to answer. If you don't want to. I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance.
Yeah, Castle of Cards.
Textbook FBI protocol.
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason.
Alright, let's see what
Even
we can
this
ask.
messy room.
Messy room, there we
There
go.
must be a reason for it.
Alright. That's the things I'm curious about. Let's hope.
Especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
The tidy spots, okay. Let me ask him about his DVD. Dude, I'm gonna ask him about his fucking DVD collection. Swear he loves his movie references.
A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
That's
We're
me, fam.
retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
Dude, this is why he's one of the best MCs in video games, and no one played it. He's such a fascinating character. Believe me, when you play the first game, you'll see how fascinating this character is.
I'm not a fan.
Damn, man, you're missing out.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law.
Yes. Twitter reviews, fam.
Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Animes are filled with every important life lesson.
Is that so?
For example, they live.
This is why I love swearing. This is why I love swearing. They live. They live. Best John Carpenter film ever.
1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know, you've got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need
This
to
is
know.
like Metal Gear Solid dialogue. Kojima always name dropping films.
I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films. Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza.
Sweary flexing his knowledge, fam.
I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption, but that film changed my life.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
That's jokes. Dude, Japanese guys love flexing their knowledge. Right, let me ask about that. Let me ask about that fucking spot there. This elephant in the
Mr.
room.
Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
That's exactly what I would have thought.
Those are sanctuaries.
Illuminati pyramid, yeah. I thought he put a pizza slice there. But then I thought, nah, that's too dirty for him to just leave a pizza slice and all the dirt and dust collects around a pizza slice. Because this guy's been talking about pizza the whole fucking thing.
They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
She thinks that she can solve the case from 14 years ago in this room. Maybe that's what the game's gonna be about. You play the flashbacks, and then every time we cut to the present, we try and use what we learned to solve the case. Maybe there's something in the room.
The soul's still there.
Because this is a third person shooter action game, so
We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon. Don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary.
nah. But I'm trying. I know what the first game's like, so I'm trying to think how is this gonna work into.
Don't ever touch it again.
Damn.
You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out.
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban?
He knows he's been getting scoped out for all
We
this
thought
time.
wiretapping was your specialty.
Yeah. I don't think the intro's even started. This is the prologue.
Don't tell me.
Maybe you can see
Crossword
through the
puzzles.
prologue.
What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
On PC, it runs at 60 FPS, which is the
Crossword
best any of
puzzles?
his games
No
have
way.
ever run. Ever.
Come on. I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones,
Oh, right.
We're getting...
he's completely
Yep.
taking control of
Yep.
the conversation.
Yep.
At this rate, we'll never get anywhere.
I need to push him hard, fam.
I need to press him some more.
He don't like the sanctuary. He don't like me touching the sanctuary. Let's see.
Agent Jones?
60 FPS is better than any of his games ever run.
Did you find the files?
got Simon to, yeah, get Simon to Sanctuary, yeah.
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Oh shit.
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of justice.
We told you. Go.
Shit.
Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Savannah.
What the fuck? Red. Yeah, he don't like red because of the red leaf shit.
Mr. Morgan?
Yeah. Yeah, he was traumatized by the end of the first game. There's a reason you don't like red.
I cut my
should go
finger with
over.
that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How
I
could
don't know.
be so stupid?
That's what I'm trying to find out. What's going on with him? It's been 14 years since the last game. 14 years. and he's
Everything
fucked.
should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please, accept my deepest apologies.
Yeah, finish that Earthbound quick as you can, Full Metal. We can do RE5. Hopefully soon.
I'm sorry too, Morgan.
Yeah, 14 years, fam.
I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again.
Dope.
And no more red either.
Don't ever touch one again.
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Take care, Gio. I think we're about to crack him. I think we're about to crack it.
Don't worry.
This is a great
Strangely
prologue.
enough,
You don't
this
get a
man has
fleshed out
fear
prologue
of
like this
color
usually.
Red. And I believe that fear is connected to the
Greenville.
Greenville case.
That's the last game. That's the case from the last game. Wait, hold on. Okay, let's go Greenville.
Mr. Morgan, I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
Yeah, I cried at the end of the last game. Because of what happened at the end of last game, I cried. You saw the top essential 50. When that game finished, I was fucking crying, fam.
I'm sorry,
It
but
was
there's
so
no way
horrific
around
what
this.
happened to this guy.
I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student.
This don't even look like that kind of game where you fucking get invested like a Last of Us, like feels-wise. Fucking heartbreaking, like last game was.
A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct?
Dude, I was younger back then, fam. This was like 12, 13, 14 years ago, fam.
After that
However
case, you
long it's
went
been.
on sick leave for 2 years. And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter.
Evidence in the thought.
None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
Preparation. Dude, does she think it's him, fam?
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
Won't be thinking, yeah. I have no context for this, whatever Le Carre
just
case
need
she's
one
talking
more
about until the
push.
game actually starts and like lets me play it.
One more thing that can summon up the past.
The clock in the trash, honeycomb and jar. Alright, let me ask about the honeycomb. Hold on.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you?
He's got honey. He's got like royal jelly honey.
Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state.
Dialogue is
The
dope in
queen's
this.
main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions.
US Army Overload, Patriot Talk. Yeah.
It's a perfect food, filled with power, meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power. Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate. And they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree?
That's true. That's true. Me too, fam.
Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so. If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your Belle's already stolen the reins from you.
Dude, women can do shit now. Women can do shit now. That's what he's saying. Alright, I think I'm gonna press him with the Greenvale case. He don't like
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
This should be the last push.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
Neither do I, fam. Neither do I.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan.
The tree. The red tree's always a recurring thing.
This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Lucare case you worked on in 2005.
Red tree. Red tree.
Yes, a red tree.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Believe me, the ending is fucked up. It's fucked. The game tells you who the villain is in the beginning of the game, and you don't even know. Even when the game tells you who the villain is in the beginning of the first game, you don't put it together. And then when you find out, you're like, it's fucking dope.
Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case, they're connected.
Fuck.
By these red trees, aren't they?
Red seeds, fam.
Trees.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees.
Red seeds,
I
fam.
want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
She's actually figured it out. She figured out something that he knew like 20 fucking years ago.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
I'm getting a pat on the back from a legend, fam.
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Dude, this is such a great prologue.
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town.
Oh, don't even mention Redfall.
Yes. It was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south. like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers.
Moin's last story.
It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. The other me.
Yeah.
My better half.
We had York with us. We had our DID personality with us. Love it, man. What a great prologue. What a great prologue.
Never a choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working alone.
It's like the true detective intro.
Always a voice, a cry in the darkness, an echo
That's true, that's true.
that's been long forgotten, but it haunts me. My
That's the true
destiny
detective smoke intro.
to be alone.
I swear he's a don. He's got good taste. He got shit taste.
There's a time when you see life for what it's gotta be.
Banging up in fact.
You should know they'll destroy you.
The deep south fan.
A call to me to keep searching, walk
He wrote
alone.
this story, Don. Does he flexing? He's flexing. Legend, fam. More nut to the music, nah. Nah, I bop to the music, I don't nut to music, fam. I'm hyperbole, fam. I like to exaggerate a little bit. I don't actually nut to Tony.
Zach.
Shit. This is my DID
Can you hear
personality.
me, Zach?
Yep. I'm Zach. York is the character.
There you are, Zach. Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine.
Shit.
It's time for us to head back out into the chaos.
Alright, time I'm step out play first next week, yeah. First one. It's fucking amazing. Amazing game. It's so fucking charming, that game. Even with its problems, fucking charming.
Isn't that right, Zach?
Yes, it is, York. There's two personalities, one guy, Francis Zach Morgan and Francis York Morgan. We are Zach the player, and York is the character in the game. So he's constantly talking to us. Dope. Don't want to see too much, yeah. The first one is so fucking good, man. So good. Here we go. Flashing back to 2005. Le Carré, Louisiana. Yeah. Dude, man's having lobster for fucking breakfast.
Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
You see, he was such a fucking spirited guy back in the day. Now he's like hermit. There he is. York, fam. Yeah, York was the personality he had
Look at that, Zach.
for decades until
She's
the last
welcoming
the
us
end
with
of the
open
last game.
arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us.
We playing as Zenith.
What an honor.
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
David Jawada.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here.
York, New York.
And the name of this wonderful town, Le Carre. Sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food-related.
David Jawada, chef. Love it. It's where he always populates his games
Did you hear that, Zach?
with interesting
He's a
characters.
true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Zach?
Shit.
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
Poor guy, man.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
It's like Hercule Poirot. He ends
Never
up
thought
solving
there'd be
murder
a
cases on
murder out
holiday.
here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, where's Zach?
Now, I tell you,
The
this
real
country seems
character
bad
is Zach,
place.
but
What you reckon, mister?
that stands in for us as a player.
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe. Hell of an old-fashioned choice, if you ask me.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI.
Yeah, do not
I
suspect the
only
black
heard
guy.
what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do. I appreciate it.
What's the local law enforcement doing? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna ask.
Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
With axes on the wall behind him.
Shoot, mister, what you think? Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here. They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed you off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart. And when that don't work, they just beat your ass.
Bloody hell.
That's the deep south for you.
True, true.
This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way. Like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this.
You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon
Be
the
more
whole
than that.
town did.
You can tell Swery wrote a lot of this game taking into account the culture, current culture, so far removed from the last game, which felt like it was in a bubble, a little bubble of a Twin Peaks world or something.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
The Clarkson family?
That's right. You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seal. They own most of the land around here, from the sugar plantations right down to the food processing plant. Yeah, I reckon they got a stake in just about everything.
Damn, man, that's a setup if I ever saw one.
They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know? They're the ones who built up this town, and they still support it.
Where's the Clarkson house? It was a bizarre murder. Yeah, I want to know what it was like.
When you say it was like something from a TV show, what exactly do you mean?
Hey, mister, why do you look so excited, huh? Like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale.
I just can't seem to keep myself away from young women who died in bizarre ways.
That's true. Jokes.
Well, I ain't seen it with my own eyes, but folks say they found the body hanging under a bridge on the bayou.
Bayou?
And under that bridge, there was some kind of altar.
An altar?
Like something they use in black magic. Something horrible.
Voodoo?
Nah, wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird altar.
That's all?
Jokes.
Oh, and the body was all cut up in pieces, scattered around the altar like.
So she was sacrificed?
That's what the fella who discovered her said, yeah.
Bingo, Zach.
Got a lead. Got a lead.
This
Nice.
case has got our names all over it.
Okay, let me ask where the house is before I move on.
What do you know about the Clarksons' house?
Where the peeps at, man? People have no context for how fucking great this fucking character is. How great. It was a gem. It was a diamond in the rough, the first game was.
Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. You best steer clear of that place. That family ain't just some gang. They're a whole different kind of beast. They folks with real power. Remnants of the good old boys who shaped America in the early days.
Good old boys.
Especially the head of the family, P.J. Clarkson. He's the kind of monster who goes around eating other monsters. And I'm sure he's on edge now with his granddaughter getting murdered and all.
Maybe he's a white supremacist. Maybe that's what happened.
So don't go barging in with that shiny FBI badge of yours and think you'll be safe for nothing. Things are different down here. So if you plan on sticking around, you best remember that.
Best remember that.
I see. I'll keep that in mind.
Alright, that'll be all.
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's supposed to get over 95 today. Watch out you don't go getting heat stroke.
The Lise Clarkson case needs us. Don't you think so, Zach? The cat people are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach?
He thinks
Zach.
Malcolm McDowell's best role was in Blue Thunder, not Clockwork Orange.
The searing light. These scents. It's the deep south.
Yeah. It's the same guy, just back in the day. In his prime, fam. In his Dalt prime.
That was a fabulous breakfast. You're the world's greatest chef.
Lobster omelette, a bread roll, and I don't know what those things are.
Wait, mister. You didn't take a single bite.
Well, the tea was to die for. But I'd prefer coffee next time. What would a morning be without coffee?
Yeah. He just admired it. He just sat there and admired it. That's very typical of this character. He only ate a sandwich in the last game, and they had made a whole scene out of it. There we go. Oh my days, a story game that runs at 60? Are you kidding me? I didn't believe it, because I haven't actually gone hands-on with the gameplay. Jokes. His games that's the problem with his games. They're amazing games, but they're low budget and they run like shit. But, dude, having this on PC, in fucking dope. No, not even that though. Even when it was 360 PS3, his games ran like shit. His Deadly Premonition, the first game, when it first came out on 360 exclusively, it ran like shit. The PS3 version came out, the director's cut. The game was better, but it ran worse than it did on 360. And then when the Switch came out, it ran worse than it did on PS3. It's crazy. Dude, I'm shocked that this game even has a mirror in it. It looks very basic even for a Switch game, but the charm of this game is what is the reason, the story, the charm, and the characters why you play this game. You don't play this for graphics or fancy gunplay or physics and shit like that. You got $600. I can buy a bunch of stuff. It's about one of each. Nice. Greatness. Yes. Do it and boo it, fam.
San Rouge. We're chasing it all over America. But I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding
that charm, cozy. Yeah, exactly. It's cozy and charm, but it goes dark. It goes bizarre, wacky, like you'd expect Japanese games. Then it goes dark and depressing and sad. And that's a great thing about Swery's games.
I think it's about time we ordered a new briefcase. Yes, I know this one carries a lot of memories, but it's seen too much.
Now, I'm not gonna blow $600, but in these games you need to consume. The clock is real time, so if you want to stave off sleep, you have to drink coffee and eat stuff like that. So
this hole's from the shootout in Tucson.
Yeah.
And this stain's from Miami. Miami. Now that was a fascinating case. Billy, our perp, cut his own torso right in two. Even with the help of the drugs, a feat like that still requires incredible mental fortitude.
Yeah, it looks like he's right out of JoJo.
I was so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the floor.
These games get bizarre, like bizarre, which is the best thing. It's like a JoJo world. It would be right. It would feel like Morio in that. Actually, that's a good example. It's the most like Morio from JoJo Part 4, straight up. Keep the 600 for a current gen console.
Same floor his blood gushed out onto.
Wow, that's dark.
I know, Zach, I know. Now isn't the time for a trip down memory lane.
Evidence organization, nice.
An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states. Personally, I think it originated right here in Louisiana. And Lise Clarkson's murder must be connected to it somehow.
Love it. Detective work, fam. This song playing right now. It was in the last game. When shit got dark, it would play, fam. I fucking cried to this music, fam.
The 16-year-old girl who was murdered. Her body was found beneath a bridge over the bayou.
Actually, Doll, do you remember you were watching me stream that game? That woman who takes photos. Do you remember that game, Doll? And then at the end of that game, some body turned up dead. Remember, shanked. He had a sword in blood, right? Same guy who made that made this, but this is his magnum opus. This is his best game, sequel to the best game that he made.
Along with a strange altar.
Yeah.
The powerful man who essentially controls the town of Lucare.
Illuminati, fam.
And he seems to be more fearsome than your average gangster.
Yeah. But they don't want to give him budget, man. They don't want to give him money to make games. Nintendo gave him money to make this game. And it was 1 year exclusive. After 1 year, it's finally come to PC.
I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any law enforcement, Zach.
Yeah.
You know, I keep thinking about that movie we stopped to see on our way here, Zach. The Island, 2005, directed by Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
For a movie being shown at a cinema complex, it was surprisingly artistic. An experimental setting mixed with hard-hitting drama. It was art house sci-fi. That director's going to change the history of art house films.
Michael Bay changed the history of art. I love the humor. I love it. It's because you write this knowing what you know about today. Michael Bay does explosion films, ambulance, Transformers. This motherfucker thought Michael Bay was gonna be like a fucking auteur fam. Love it.
Are you following me here? This is another special film that's setting a new standard, just like Star Wars and Blade Runner did. This is a turning point, Zach.
Nope. Sorry to tell you, mate, but Michael Bay turned to shit, fam.
You may be witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon become a part of film history. Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a whole new genre several years down the line.
Good life. Yeah, the good life. Yeah.
A genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound of that. Don't you, Zach?
Poor guy, man. Islander movies. Dude, he's putting fucking Michael Bay on the level of Star Wars and Blade Runner. That's why I love Sweary's humor. Because everyone knows Michael Bay's shit, yeah. Okay, you got my evidence board. This is my apartment. What's this? Like a safe. Nice. Who's knocked on the door? Let me see if I can change some outfits.
I'm very satisfied with the decorations and the size of this closet, Zach. And it's even got a security box. What else could a man ask for? It's proof that we're still safely inside the fringes of modern civilization.
You ever gonna play the good life? I wanna. But it's got so many systems. The systems in the good life, I feel like Deadly Premonition 3. It's got so many layers that I was like, oh, it's gonna take me. You have to live in that game, basically. It feels like you have to live in that game. You're $5 million in debt in that game. Sorry, $5 or $50 million in debt in that game. So you have to make money off pictures and go, and I can feel like it's gonna become a grind. But eventually, one day maybe, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go for this stylish brown suit. Nice. Alright, let's take some bullets. First aid kit. And I bought the rest. Nice. Yeah.
Hey there, Chef. What's cooking?
Chef, what are you talking about, sir?
What?
I'm the concierge, David.
What, a twin brother? Oh, David Joara. Wow, that's
I just
weird.
heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that Lucare is French, but does it have any special meaning?
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All names have meanings. Would you like to know what this one means?
Lemoyne, yeah.
Yes, I would.
Jolly good, sir. Then allow me to...
It's so weird to hear a black
Lucare
dude talk like that.
means square in French.
Square.
Ah. And
That's it.
that's it?
Yes, that's it, sir.
There.
Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful, valuable, and old. I'm sure you'll understand once you see it. Now, please excuse me, sir. If you ever need anything,
He came here
please
to tell
don't
me
hesitate
that.
to ask.
What a don. What a don.
Did you see that, Zach? That was clearly David. Not a twin, not a split personality, just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say, the job makes the man.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so it looks like he wasn't a twin. He just puts on the persona of a deep south chef. Plays the part. Love it. That was meant to be a reflection of you as a character. Love it. Love it.
Do you feel
Crazy,
that, Zach?
noisy, bizarre town. Yup.
Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. A faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century. Now that's what I call a hotel. Zach, can you see him? His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him.
Dude looks like a voodoo guy, fam. Jojo. Hey, Omega.
Nice
Aki.
tie. Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me.
What?
No one these days ever tries to see me.
Nice, Omega.
They
Yeah,
can
sorry I
see
couldn't
what's
join you
far in
because I
the
was busy.
distance, but are blind to what's in
I
front
thought
of
I'd
them.
drop by and say stuff.
No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Exactly. Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization, they zoomed away at a frightening speed.
Zoomed away from what?
What is this?
Don't be a fool. You know
Love it.
the answer.
Love it.
As for me, just call me Hungan.
Hungan.
Hunga, the title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are?
Yeah, you know my character's nuts.
Do you comprehend the Oracle?
The Oracle. Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Religion.
Fell 10 maidens in the shrine of hunger. Find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero. Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the
What is
other
this
world.
Gala Jadu shit, fam?
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by otherworld?
Oh yeah, definitely
Follow the
Japanese game,
Oracle.
Omega. It's by my favorite, easily one of my favorite Japanese developers, man. Sweary.
Zach, did you hear all that? Looks like we've already
Yeah,
taken our
but
first
believe me, the
step
first game was a
into
cult.
chaos.
It was a cult hit. Giant
But
Bomb gave it
such
10
is
out
our
of 10,
duty.
fam.
We need to accept the
Everyone
chaos,
loves Giant Bomb.
let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself.
You can tell that this or this
Let's capture the
will
truth.
relate to the killer.
and present
The
it with
killer
a
is
shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
Sweary65. He's on Twitter, fam. He's a don. Alright. Let's go back. It's a niche game. It's one of those AA. You can kind of say indie/AA games. Miracle they got a sequel. Like a proper miracle that this sequel came. It's one of those games that you never think, shit, there's gonna be a sequel to this game. It's my most anticipated sequel.
Zach, this is Lucare. I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules.
Like trans people. Let's be honest. Molding nature to fit our own rules, our own subjective reality, fam.
Zach, what did you think of
It's a
Hungun's
murder mystery
Oracle?
detective game with that person shooting Achille.
Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle. Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside. Now let's start by tracking down those 10 maidens. The Oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where? And the 10 things that need to be knocked down.
Okay,
Simple,
diner.
right?
Diner, yep. Diner's gotta
The
be it.
answer is bowling. The shape of the bowling pin was based on the feminine form. The 10 maidens are the 10 pins.
It's a diner
A
in Lane.
place where someone can... Alexis's Diner and Lane.
Moinduli. Dude, does that take that to the trans people? I mean, there's a lot of subtext in this game. There's like the narrative, and there's always a meta-narrative over the top of the guy commenting on, you know, shit that we deal with.
This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign. I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even both at the same time.
Louisiana, this is in, by the way. Omega, you should use your katana to have a deal with Makeda. Dude, I don't have a katana, fam. My mom threw it away. I bought a replica katana when I was young, and when my mom found it hidden away in my cupboard, she threw it out. She threw it in a dumpster nearby. I was like, dude, you know how much that fucking cost, fam? For like a kid's wage, you know? Kids fucking... wasn't working then.
Nice job, Zach. I knew you'd be able to find it.
Imported that shit and she chucked it away. She was like, dude, you know brown peeps, they already got a bad enough rep as it is after 9/11, you know. And she's like, if they find that katana on you, fam, nah. And she chucked it away.
Now for the other Oracle. There's no flying serpent on this map. Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon?
Contrail, love it.
I'm sure we'll find out later.
Contrail.
First, let's just figure out where we need to go.
Swear he's a genius.
Do you know what the ambiguous 0 represents? 0 is usually treated as a base number, but under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous? The answer is temperature, Zach. Yes. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17.7 degrees Celsius, and 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more ambiguous 0 than
So
that.
we're talking about freezing, low temperature?
The question is, does our 0 refer to Celsius or Fahrenheit? Let's think for a moment. We're in Louisiana. Which measurement system do we use here in America?
Okay. They're gonna be referring, it can't be fire station. It's gonna be low temperature, clocks and food delivery service. It's like Iceland, right? So they free shit. Maybe that? Katana Burger greatness. Swear he's an ex-Capcom dude having those vibes. He's not, he's ex, Kadakawa. He's like ex-Drakengard. Those games. He's ex-Square Enix, actually. No, he used to work on Drakengard, didn't he? I need to figure out. I think he used to actually work on Drakengard games. Yeah.
The Clarkson Food Delivery Services Cold Storage Warehouse.
Yeah, it's like Iceland.
That's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can easily keep the temperature below freezing. Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very start, didn't you?
So this character, Achille, has double personality. He talks to us, the viewer, as the real person, but because your dissociative identity is on the outside, he talks to us as the gamer. So dope. So whenever he says that, that's us, the viewer.
And how about that Hungun? What a mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
Where the buddy gone? Where all my chat gone, fam?
Sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel. If you're dying of smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
It's David again, but he's
Don't
playing
tell
a
me.
different character.
You're the
At your
bellboy.
service, boss.
This is
Are you
jokes. He
good
plays
friends with the
every
concierge
subservient
and the
character.
chef?
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're all professionals, though. Nothing more, nothing less.
This one black
I
guy has
believe you've
played
struck
multiple
gold here,
characters.
Zach. It just screams Deep South. Actually, no, it doesn't. This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Yeah,
Bada
exactly.
bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll play by your rules.
And a Southern African. Yeah, exactly. He plays a chef that's a Southern African. Sorry, Southern African American. That's jokes.
Hiya, boss. How can I be of service? Boss, please. I know you're a busy fella. No need to tell me twice. But if you're ever in need of any favors, you know who you can come to. See, despite how I may look, I've actually built up quite the
Southern one.
network around here.
Okay. If I want to smoke, gotta go out. Other Moines. This just came to Steam, by the way. It was on Switch before, Switch exclusive. But it came to Steam yesterday, day before. It's the only way this game was gonna run well.
Compared to non-smokers, smokers have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease.
What?
You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is. In fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right?
Dude, the sassy chick now. That's jokes.
I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Dude, what is it? What is this?
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is connected to the Lise Clarkson murder case somehow. This is a sprawling case that spread across the entire South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss,
Interesting.
what's your name?
Patricia Woods. But I gotta write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
Patricia Woods. Interesting. They're gonna pair me up with someone, I guess, now.
Tell me, Patricia,
Compared to the last game.
does this town have a sheriff? Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it. I was just thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
This time. Love it. Okay. Oh wow. Red room. Oh shit, okay. I get off on speed up, slow down. Okay, so there's gonna be no cars like last time. The car was fucking annoying in the first game. This is a good way of getting around, which is slow. Where the chat gone, fam? Where the Rick gone, fam? Where the Vector gone,
there.
fam? Where the Dolph gone, fam?
You're the fella from the FBI I've been hearing so much about.
Dude, is that
I'm
dad?
Melvin. They call me the sheriff round here.
Melvin's a dad. Oh shit, I didn't expect him to be black. Jokes.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan?
Yeah,
But call me York. if
that's
you
such a
can.
Japanese thing.
That's what everyone calls me.
They don't want you driving a car like the first game.
Well, all
It's just a
right.
quicker way to get around.
Mr. York. How's that sound?
Yeah, right.
Fine by me.
I'm sure you figured this out, but our
Nah, I already
town's
swear.
small.
Already.
Yeah, folks are already busy spreading gossip about how some FBI agents come to town. Now, I reckon you came from the city. What was it? D.C., L.A., or New York? Anywho, in the city, it's normal not to know who your neighbor is. Fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard and no one would bat an eye. That's the city for you.
That's true. That's
Now,
true.
I never lived in one myself, but I visited them a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves. Yeah! Now, does that sound badass or what?
His
I
character.
bet you-
his-
Hey!
oh.
I know, CLG. I'm just
His
trying to make a
characters
little
have always
small
got such
talk,
charm.
that's all.
All of Sweary's characters.
Anywho, round these parts, everyone knows each other's name. So lots of folks get leery when they see an étranger like you. And since it's my duty to protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town is. Melvin, about the Lise Clarkson case.
I knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI. So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us, huh?
I love it.
Our world is filled with information, and it's all within their grasp. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
He's been watching too many films.
The Lise Clarkson case is connected to a top-secret case that we've...
I know. If you're fixing to take the lead, then go right ahead. I'm just the humble sheriff of a tiny little town. My jobs are to stop my neighbors from beating the piss out of each other and listen to old folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing me down. So I'm gonna give you my full cooperation.
Don, I love him. I love him already.
Mr. Special Agent, sir.
Well, Zach, that was anticlimactic. I didn't even get to use my secret weapon. Melvin,
Really
there's a cold storage warehouse on the
underrated
southern
gem.
end of town.
First
isn't there?
game was
I'd
the
like to
mega.
get permission to enter it.
Say what?
You want to see where the body's being kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah.
It's Mordio. It's straight up
Now,
Mordio JoJo
That's
Part
what
4.
I call a special agent. You already figured that much out. But, I'm not too sure that,
Oh, he's with SNK Dev.
going down there at
Okay,
this
that's
point
good.
is
Swear
really
he's been
gonna
in the
help
industry
much.
a while.
You know?
Broke out on his own, though.
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible.
Yeah, he finally has his
believe this.
own
Amazing.
development team.
Did you hear that, Zach? They put the body in a cold storage warehouse. This is fantastic. Insanely fantastic.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the warehouse ahead of you and make sure we get permission to search it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
The management company only keeps the warehouse open during certain hours.
There's
So
real
you'll have
time.
to come during
Real
those
time
hours.
clock, Achilles.
I ain't looking
So
to
you
create
have to
any further
visit suspects
disturbances.
at like 9
So be
to
on time.
9 to
Got it?
midday. If you miss that window,
Come on, let's
you gotta
roll,
wait till the
CLG.
next day
I'm gonna
to
walk
do
home,
it.
Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see. So I try to stay
'Cause
out of her way.
that's her dad. That's her dad.
Well, all right then, York. I'll see you at the warehouse.
Believe me, I was shocked as well, affected when I found out her dad was black. Adopted. She's probably adopted, maybe. With the scenario for various Last Blade 1 and 2. Okay. Come on.
Hey, you. You ain't secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an FBI agent on the surface, are you? Or using your FBI connections to sell kids to
Also,
child
Zach
trafficking
for
organizations?
Tony Hawk DLC. Really? Wait, Zach for Tony Hawk DLC? He did Tony Hawk DLC? Moin gonna adopt his Bat Nation peeps.
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either of those activities myself.
Oh, it's a joke, okay.
Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psychology of the criminals I deal with.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all serious? And don't tell me what you imagine, or else I'll get scared of you for real.
Dude, you're the chick that's been tagging along with me, fam.
Hey, can I come with you? You signed a contract with me, remember? And besides, I'm kind of worried about my daddy.
Do whatever you like. This is America, land of the free.
This is America, Achilles. America.
But I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like she's carrying something with her. Kind of reminds me of you back when we first met.
Carrying some
Leave her alone
baggage.
like this. You feel the same way, don't you?
You should play the first game, Omega. PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Steam. You can play them anywhere, even if you have to emulate it. Amazing, the first game.
By the way, Patty, what do you usually do when you're at home?
Is this an interrogation?
Oh, no. I just figured that since we're working together now, it'd be a good idea to learn a little more about you.
Should an adult male like you really be asking a little girl this kind of question? Feel like I heard a story about this sort of thing on the news once.
There's a time and a place for everything. You know exactly who I am. And I've also introduced myself to your father. Besides, you're the one who said you wanted to come with me.
I was just kidding, jeez. You're an FBI special agent. Why would I ever need to worry?
You shouldn't automatically trust someone just because they're an FBI special agent. One's profession and one's personality are completely separate things. For example, one special agent may fall spiritually in love with a genius criminal who enjoys the taste of human flesh.
That's Hannibal. You pulled that straight out of a movie.
Just because it's a film doesn't mean it isn't deeply rooted in reality. You can't judge people solely based on where they work or how they look. You need to think hard and decide things for yourself.
Fine.
So allow me to ask you this. How do you feel about me?
I don't know. I only just met you.
Exactly.
Jokes.
Now it sounds like you're thinking. You should never feel the need to force an answer out or pretend like you know something you don't. Zach, she's a good kid, isn't she? honest and straightforward.
Oh, wait, there's one thing I can say.
Oh? What?
When you talk to yourself like that, it really creeps me out. Did you start doing that after you became an adult, or have you just always done it? Either way, you should stop doing it. It's really weird and, like, makes me wince whenever I hear it.
Ooh, Zach, did you hear that? No need to worry. Neither of us are weird, I can assure you of that. She's probably just having trouble finding the right word to describe us. No,
Not
I think I'll
better.
stop there. Wouldn't want her to think we're getting desperate.
Like I said, it's really creeping me out.
Okay, Patty. I'm going to try asking you that question again. What do you do when you're at home?
I watch TV and look up stuff on the internet, I guess. Ain't much else to do when you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Really? For some reason, I envisioned you working hard to take care of all the chores around the house.
Well, of course I do stuff like that too. But doesn't everyone? Why bother talking about it?
Other kids your age don't help out their parents. They're too busy talking with their friends on the phone or through emails.
That's stupid. I don't get why everyone's so obsessed with taking pictures of themselves. Then they send them to their friends just to get approval. Talk about
Mashallah,
cringeworthy.
mashallah.
How do you prefer to boost your self-esteem then?
I don't need to. I have my family.
Yeah.
And besides, my daddy's the town sheriff. All I need to be happy is a normal life.
That's
Mashallah.
awfully mature of you.
Everyone else is just childish. I'm totally normal.
Okay then. So what do you do after you finish all your chores? You don't turn on CNN and pour yourself some bourbon, do you?
CNN. That's kid stuff. What I watch is way more adult than that.
Yep,
Like
CNN is for
what?
kids.
Live
She's
sports?
right.
You just don't get it, Agent York. Full House, Friends, Beverly Hills 90210, sitcoms. Sitcoms are an all-in-one package. Dreams, love, life lessons, science fiction. They've got everything you'd ever want. And some cable channels just show reruns all day long. It's the best.
The
but my
Sweary's king of
favorite
banter
TV
in
show
games.
is this old one called MacGyver. The main character is cute and smart. I don't know his real name, but I like him. Oh, and I also like Gil Grissom from CSI. I just think it's adorable how he keeps maggots inside his fridge.
Thank you, Patty. That was very informative.
She told me a
Well,
whole life story.
What do you think, Zach? Her tastes are... they're a bit hard to describe. Wait, don't even say it. I know exactly what you're thinking, and I'm in full agreement. So you clearly love TV shows, but
Love it.
what about
Sweary
movies?
banter's the
Movies? We don't even
reason to
have a
play
movie
this.
theater around here, so I can only watch what I manage to catch on TV.
Like what?
For some reason, the only movie channel we get at home is the sci-fi one, so I just watch a lot of sci-fi.
Like what? What's the last one you saw?
The one with Schwarzenegger, where there's all these clones.
The Sixth Day, 2000. Directed by Roger Spottiswoode. You must be very well versed in sci-fi if you can appreciate an Arnold S. film.
I thought it was way too easy for them to make more clones, and you'd never see a clumsy investigation like that on CSI.
That's right. It's realistic. Everything about that film is so realistic. It may be difficult for a child to understand. But, Patty, that's not your
Do you see
fault.
why I
All of
love
Arnold S.'s
Sweary?
films are filled with hyper-realism, you know. On top of that, Roger Spottiswoode is a director who excels in dealing with hardcore subject matter. Turner and Hooch, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Each film features one of the toughest tag teams you'll ever find. I can see why it's beyond you, though.
No, what I'm trying to say is, Schwarzenegger's character was just a pilot, right? Why was he so strong?
It's okay, Patty. You don't need to try and act like an adult to impress me. I didn't understand the charm of Arnold S. films when I was your age either. You need to take your time and slowly reel the film in. Do that, and Arnold S. will greet you with a big, warm smile.
Arnold
Whatever,
S.
just stop calling him Arnold S., okay? It's irritating me.
Zach, she's at a sensitive age. We both know full well that this is the official way to refer to the film star, but she isn't used to it, so it's bothering her. When in Rome, Schwarzenegger will greet you with a big, warm smile. Zach, my mouth feels weird. How many fingers do you think we'd need to count the number of people who actually call him Schwarzenegger? We'll just have to stomach it for her sake, Zach.
Buen
Patty,
es.
we're investigating here. I think it's about time we cut the chit-chat and got back to work.
What? You're the one who brought it up, and you hardly even let me say anything.
Nice. All right, let's get this going. Dude, this is shocking. Shocking that I swear again runs at 60. Oh Holy shit, fam.
Melvin called you a strange name, CLG. Patty, what's that?
That tree? Or the water tower?
That thing I'm pointing at. That.
Like I said, what?
That thing. Right there, Patty.
Just tell me what it is. How am I supposed to know which that you're referring to? Oh, you're goofing on me, ain't you?
Love it, man. What's with this politically safe way of talking about Arnold? I don't know. Schwarzenegger. I don't know this. Alright, let's go. I feel so bad for Swery, but you know, even when his games are very low budget games, like this would be a PlayStation 3 game, you know. They still let him put all his banter in, all his bizarre balmy shit. Love it, man. On. Yeah, this is America seen through the lens of a Japanese guy. It's always fascinating to see how Americans view American culture, or like Americana stuff. Alright, we're gonna head to MO4. What you guys been playing, fam? Keep the banter alive, fam. What guys you been enjoying lately? Omega, you got a bunch of games to finish. Tales of Arise, Elden Ring. Biden visibly angry. I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives. That fucking bellend, man. Telling you. That bellend. Ryan, has Biden changed your life? Dude, he ain't changing nobody's fucking life, fam. The world's a worse place with Biden.
Patty, what's that?
That tree? Or the water tower?
That thing.
Mr. York, that was mighty quick. The special agent does it again. You sure don't waste any time.
He's made me hate the elderly more. That's a fucking shame, man.
I bet my CLG's got a lot to learn from you.
He's giving the old timer greatness a bad name, fam. Are you up to the last chapters of Guardian Galaxy? How is it? How is that game? I've heard nothing but praise about that game. Started Stranger Things season 4? Oh, 2. Okay. Yeah, definitely 4 is worth watching. Let's get through those seasons. 3's gonna be a bit of a slog, but the
looks
ending's
to
okay.
me like you aren't packing anything.
I was on vacation in New Orleans before I happened to stop by here.
Well, shoot, that won't do. Here, I got something I think you'll like. I call him Mr. Alligator. Badass, ain't
It looks like a toy gun.
It's a tranquilizer gun for the gators.
A non-lethal gun made for self-defense. It can only fire rubber bullets. Nice. I'd say Parenti makes
here's
up
a
for it, but his
radio.
dementia doesn't allow for it. For the gators.
With this, you don't have to worry about any
Bless
expensive
Swery.
roaming.
He's such a pacifist. He's got a gun with only rubber bullets.
Might take you a while to get used to him, but you'll get it. Try letting him rip a few times. Ain't no need to hold back out here.
Alright, let's see. Use Mr. Alligator. Okay. much with them rubber bullets,
Now
or you'll
this is
shoot
an
your eye out.
intriguing weapon.
It's not
For a
it's good,
tranquilizer
not
gun,
great.
it really packs a punch.
Last chapter I played ended pretty conveniently, which was a shame. Yeah. Is it better than you thought it was though? A lot of people didn't expect it to be good, but I hope one day I get the time to try out Guardians Galaxy. I like that studio a lot.
But I'm afraid I'll decline. After all, this town is peaceful, isn't it?
Well, sure it's peaceful. At least the humans are. But the animals are a different story. Remember what I named it? There are some real mean-ass gators out there in the swamps. And every now and then, they wander into town. One of them even went and ate a kid once. It happened a long time ago, but still, one chomp's all it takes. They swallow down every last bit of you. Poor kid's parents didn't even know what to put in his coffin. The worst part is, that taught the gators just how tasty we humans are. So now, those suckers just attack on sight.
Where the Mega gone, fam? I asked the Mega what games he be playing. You gotta finish that Arise, fam. That Elden Ring, fam.
Man-eating crocodiles will feast tonight. In Blood Swamp!
You know he's fibbing, right? Gators don't attack folks. I never heard about no kid getting swallowed by a gator.
Actually, Patricia, you're wrong.
You know, Patricia and Morgan are gonna go back and forth and out trivia each other. I love that. I love that. It's like me and Gio. When you put me and Gio together.
I'm what?
Alligators do attack people, and it could happen in any town.
Huh?
Alligator, 1980. Directed by Louis Teague. It takes place in the Midwest, I believe. A teenage girl's pet alligator gets flushed down the toilet. Then, in the sewer, it feeds on the corpses of dogs that were used as test subjects for an experimental growth formula.
I went in with an open mind, and like a lot of those peeps, dialogue is great. So it's pretty natural, and the banter would be pretty funny. What's the combat like? Is it like a role-playing game?
After growing over 30 feet, it finally starts to go after humans. Yes, an extremely edifying movie. Back when I first saw it, I had a pet hamster.
Hey, Agent York. What's your first order of business? You're in charge now, remember?
Well said, Patricia. I nearly lost sight of my true goal. Melvin, I couldn't help but notice the name on the side of that truck. This facility is connected to the victim, isn't it?
Vected promise.
Oh, right. Yeah. I reckon I better start from there. I'm gonna tell it to you straight right from the beginning, Mr. York. As you guessed, this warehouse is run by the Clarksons. The victim's father, Danny Clarkson, is the one who manages the whole place. Okay, but why did he choose to store her body in his own warehouse, right? Well, that's 'cause there ain't no other place to store it. Our town has a clinic inside a church, but no morgue. Whenever someone kicks the bucket, we just bury him in the graveyard right outside of town. But not this time. We got a murder on our hands this time. We need to give Lisa's body an autopsy and keep it stored, right?
I was asking Vector what the gameplay is like. That was the thing I wasn't sure about. Like, what's the gameplay? Is that Mass Effect gameplay?
So we had no choice but to rent out a corner of this warehouse.
I see. So that's what led to the ingenious choice to store the victim's body in a facility that her family owns.
Anywho, this is where the real story begins. Truth is, a few days before you got here, Lisa's body went missing.
Okay, so that's how it turns up 14 years later. Bloody hell.
Missing?
Yeah. All of a sudden, poof.
Did you leave the warehouse unlocked?
I most certainly did not.
Combat's okay. I've never played Mass Effect, so I don't know. Is there like role-playing powers? You upgrade certain abilities or powers with straight up like Devil May Cry combat. You've got your combos, you got your abilities. You can't change them.
I locked the whole place up and made sure no one could get inside. No one stole the original key, and I couldn't find any fingerprints at the scene.
So, in other words, this is a locked room mystery.
The body of a beautiful young girl walks at mid... Hey! all right, CLG. Reckon I should have told you about this earlier.
It's definitely worse gameplay than first-party games of FF7 Remake. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that game is the first time that studio is doing that type of gameplay. So I'd cut them a bit of slack. Depends on how good it is, though.
It just didn't seem like the time or place as I remember. Anywho, how about we call it a day and head back to my office? You can go through all the files there.
No, thank you. This is what I came to investigate.
But Lisa's body isn't here anymore. You sure?
That doesn't bother me one bit, Melvin. You see, I met a skeletal gentleman on my way here, and he was kind enough to give me an oracle.
Skeletal gentleman. Love it.
So you clearly love TV shows, but what about movies?
Movies? We don't even have a movie theater around here, so I can only watch what I manage to catch on TV.
Like what?
Okay. Nice, I exhausted the dialogue. I think FF7 Remake combat still has its problems. Because there's a hybrid system, it still feels clunky for action combat.
You holding up okay, CLG? Sure you don't want to wait outside?
I'll be fine, Daddy. Just make sure you don't take your eyes off of him. He's so selfish and inconsiderate. I'm still not convinced he's actually a real FBI agent. Look, he's talking to himself again.
Zack, this is the ambiguous zero, the deep freeze. Let's hurry up and find that flying serpent, shall we?
What's this?
Hey, Mr. York. You sure you want to keep investigating this place even though we know the body ain't here?
Of course, Melvin. The skeletal gentleman gave me an oracle, remember?
It's Skella what?
Skella what? Skella
He's just joking, Daddy. You can't take him seriously.
Huh? Well, was that really a joke, Mr. York? Well, I'll be. I see you've been hiding some real charm into that whole FBI routine.
Sorry, Melvin, but I'm dead serious.
Okay. You use a group pool of points that you earn depending on how well you do in combat, which are graded, max being marvelous. Use that group pool to get abilities for your team, which can cost 1 to 3, and you pick who you want to focus on. It's not an ability tree though. Okay, so you want to upgrade abilities and pick characters you find more useful, I guess. Is it like team abilities? You press left on the D-pad and someone comes in and attacks, and you boost those up, right? Something like that. Arise combat. Like from what I played of Arise. Yeah.
Good God almighty. This place always gives me goosebumps, no matter how many times I come here.
Yes, it's quite the funhouse. Truly a dazzling place. Meat entertainment. That's the only way to describe it.
Meat entertainment.
Woven together by life, frozen in time, a visceral, musical...
Symphony. We eat all this in order to survive.
Yes, truly a symphony. Life and death resonating together.
Yeah, It's really cool.
Cool. Whoa now, CLG. Since when were you interested in this kind of stuff?
What are you so surprised for, Daddy? I'm more mature than you are.
Wow.
I've seen way more realistic corpses on CSI, you know.
Oh, man.
Dude, everything these guys consume is off TV or film. Typical America, fam.
At first, Zach, I was shocked by the notion of storing a victim's body alongside food. But as I gaze upon this hanging garden, I realize it's just another scene of violent, depraved murder. Yes. All we need to do is change our point of view, and things will expose themselves in utterly new ways.
Oh, come on. Enough with the vegan commentary, man. Where are you trying to be so responsible, fam? Bless him, bless Swery. Bless him. Let the dude man do what he wanna do, though. When they expect like creative people to comment on everything, that's what I hear about the community. Hey Kojima, what do you think about the LGBT movement? I'm like, why are you asking Kojima that? Like, you know what I mean? Creators then somehow feel like they're obligated to comment on everything political. They'd be explaining.
Hey, Mr. York. This is kinda, yeah.
Groot focuses on stunning holy enemies, Gamora is damaged, Rocket is AoE stuff, and Drax builds stagger. Nice. That seems pretty dope. That reminds me of FF13 almost combat.
Melvin, if you have something to say, then
Which is
just
actually
go
one
on
of the
and
best
say it.
things about FF13. Its combat system.
Otherwise, you'll simply be insulting this beautiful landscape.
You think this is beautiful?
Oh, yes. It's the abnormal world that supports our normal lives. I think that's wonderful, don't you? Besides, look, Patricia seems to be handling this a lot better than you are.
Well, you see, I ain't too good with this grotesque stuff. Ugh.
Don't let it get to you, Daddy. Whew, everyone has at least one thing they're afraid of. Even you, right, Agent York?
Something I'm afraid of?
Yeah, that's right. You gotta have at least one thing. Like clowns,
Clowns are so funny. How could anyone be scared of them?
zombies,
Love them.
a bucket full of worms,
I could squeeze them with my bare hands.
the sound of screeching glass.
Doesn't bother me.
Then...
They cling to your skin like putrid leeches, robbing you of much more than your
Spencer
vitality.
Mansion. That's Huber. That's straight up Huber vected. Spencer Mansion.
The wet socks.
Melvin, you're a genius.
Love it. Banter, fam. Huber's the hype boy, man. Huber's the hype boy. Alright, what are we doing? Oh fuck, I can run. Hate there's a stamina meter though. Got that blue jacket in kid
Melvin,
sizes.
I'd like
yeah.
to take this opportunity to ask you a personal question. In the hotel parking lot, when I first met you, the picture you had on your dashboard happened to catch my eye. Was that your wife?
So he has a white wife. So okay, wait, let's see.
Oh, her? Yeah, that's my lady, all right. Candy. Her name's Candy.
Dude, Candy is such a prostitute name, fam. Like, I don't mean to be dark, but if you got a chick called Candy, I'm sorry, she's gotta be a slag, fam.
The prettiest girl in town, which makes me the happiest boy. A shooting star landed in a rural town, right on top of a man who now has a meteor struck hard.
Everything he says is like a narrator for a trailer. Love it.
You always keep her photo with you?
You bet I do. The truth is, Candy's a little sick right now. She can't even leave the house no more. So I always keep her photograph with me. Kinda feels like we're always together, you know?
I see. You care for your wife a great deal.
So that is his biological daughter.
But this means that...
Yeah, that's right. My mama had me before she married Daddy.
Okay, so he's a stepdad.
But it don't matter. He's still my real daddy to me.
Mashallah. Mashallah. She been raised right, fam. She been raised right.
Oh, thank you, CLG. And you're my pride and joy.
Well, Zach, isn't this a heartwarming scene? But there's one thing I just can't get out of my mind. Don't you think that photograph looked a bit too old? Perhaps Candy is already... No, let's not think about that.
Oh my god.
It might be a private matter, just like you, Zach.
Barrett vibes, yeah. Barrett and Marlene, definite. It reminded me of the character from Detroit Become Human when he's carrying the little girl on his shoulder as well. Yeah, that giant robot, yeah. Something there. Spencer Mansion. It's gonna be one that refills my... Oh, okay. That is my drowsiness. Nice. RE8 in third person, both VR and third person for that game. I'm not gonna lie, it's Capcom are chasing up to the mods, the modders who modded Village to be third person. I really wasn't impressed by that showing. I think that gold edition, unless like the Shadow of Rose
Here
turns
we
out
are,
to be
Zach.
amazing,
The
that
morgue.
packages.
They stored the victim's body in a cold storage warehouse
Everyone
operated by her
was
family.
obsessed ever since RE7 came out about what he looked like, the character looked like, Ethan Winters looked like. So they've been working on a mod for like ages, and then by the time Village came around, modders knew how to put Ethan in third person because he actually had a character model. And now Capcom have just gone, you know what? Let's do it late. Let's just make him third person, and let's make Shadow Rose third person. Like the daughter, Ethan Winters' daughter, the chick who comes right at the end of the game, the blonde one, like the time skip.
I'd love to shake the hand of whoever came up with that one.
Hey, Agent York.
I'm gonna call it after this
Did you
this
just come
investigation.
here to laugh at rural officers who are doing the best they can? We don't have any special facilities like you people. What else did you expect us to do, huh? Don't compare us with city folk. This is Lucare.
The baby in the jar. Yeah, it didn't impress me, man. Yeah, that feels like a very slapdash, cheaply made additions to justify a gold edition. I'm sorry. Shadows, they create a character model for Rose. Do you think they would have invested character models into making Rose if they didn't intend to do the DLC? But they're like, due to popular demand. What popular demand? If it was motherfucking popular demand, you would have done a Chris DLC or a Lady D DLC, fam.
Or maybe you're just disappointed that you didn't get to see the bloated, decomposing corpse of a young girl.
Sorry, you're right. I went a bit too far just now. But don't misunderstand. I honestly think it's a fantastic idea. I'd never try and bully your daddy.
Better not.
Mashallah, what a dutiful daughter, fam. Mashallah.
Thank you for understanding.
Defending her dad, fam. From these big town city folk who judging these quaint small town folk, fam. Mashallah. You've been raised well, not like real Americans, fam. We're fucking entitled little babies, fam. Styrofoam boxes, let's see. Thermometer on the wall. Let's look at the footprint.
Zach, these are human footprints, and they're extremely large.
Big guy.
Yes, Zach, I agree. These footprints must belong to someone who's used to walking around in cold temperatures.
It's not the actual Bigfoot Yeti. Oh my god.
This frost is shaped like something we're very used to seeing. That's right, a body bag. Lisa's body must have been left here. But there are no signs that the bag was dragged away. So our criminal must possess monstrous strength. These pallets are a mess. Looks like this area isn't used often. Still, the idea to store a body here, it's a novel, sophisticated idea unlike anything I'd ever come up with. Zach, can you see that? Look closely. That's right. There are 4 imprints in the frost on the top of this.
Fingers or what?
It's hard to believe, but I think these are fingerprints.
Dude, this guy was fucking huge, fam.
Yes, Zach, that would lead one to believe that the body napper is a giant who's over 10 feet tall.
$40. I got $40 from that.
Seems like our flying serpent isn't here. Is this everything, Melvin? There aren't any other rooms in this warehouse?
What if it is a giant demon or some shit?
No special rooms.
Well, there is the luxury foods warehouse.
Luxury foods? Why didn't you say so earlier?
Just thought you wanted to see where the body...
I can't go long, I gotta go eat, man.
I just thought you were only interested in warehouse number 2. Besides, it's underground, so it's even colder than this. You sure you really want to go down there? You could darn well freeze to death.
Right.
All life will come to an end in the icebound zone. You feel me?
Let's head there at once. I'm sure that must be where we're meant to go.
Wow.
But what about searching for Lisa's body?
All we need to do is find a 10-foot tall man with monstrous strength. That giant knows where she is.
10 foot tall?
But finding the flying serpent is more important right now. Now please, guide me to the luxury foods warehouse at once. These luxury foods are most likely being used in local Cajun cuisine. I'm so excited to see what we'll find. Aren't you, Zach?
No, not particularly. I love the meta commentary. All right.
A 10-foot tall giant? All right. Now that one's gotta be a joke. Right, Mr. York?
I am not kidding you, fam. We're looking for a 10-foot tall giant, fam. Ryan liking that emoji.
That
I think I'll
elevator
keep
needs a
it.
key, Mr. York.
Let's keep it for a while before I switch back.
Do you have one?
Actually, no. I didn't think you'd ever want to go down there. So I didn't bother to go and get one.
Well then, would you go and get one now?
Yeah. COG, I know. I'll tell it to him straight. Thing is, Mr. York, you know the Clarksons? The folks who own this place? Well, they don't too much like the police. And they sure as hell don't like them when they're my color.
Oh shit. The white supremacists, fam.
It was, real hard for me to get permission to open up this place for you to search through. So they ain't gonna be too happy if I go back to them now, asking for another key.
What should we do then?
Let's just find a worker here who can lower the elevator for us instead. All they need to do is take a break from their work for a couple minutes.
And what am I supposed to do? Just stand here and pretend like nothing's happening?
Yeah, you FBI folks are good at that, right? That's always what I see you doing on TV.
Alright, let's see.
Zach, I think we can move this. Better check back here as well, just to be on the safe side.
Toshi, where you at, fam? You want me to keep going long, but you don't say nothing, fam. Say nothing, fam. Say nothing. Say nothing, fam. Say nothing. Peep's not gonna speak in chat, you get me? Peep's gonna engage, speak, bring up them topics. Dude, that's the first time I ever seen bring plural of brung, bring be written as brung up them topics. There we go. Toshi be showing us he was brung up right with that extended vocabulary. Love it. Alligator gar scale, nice. I might watch Raised by Moin season 2 next. Yeah, do it. Dude, season 1 was nothing
Zach, the
compared
human
to
ability
season
to
2.
adapt is a frightening
Season 2
thing.
was actually dope.
Some humans have the power to sleep anywhere as long as they set their minds to it. Now we should be able to operate the elevator. No need to worry. This facility no longer has a body to steal.
What show I'll be watching next morning? Let me know. What show have I just come off that was good? Any good shows that just come off? Better Call Saul. Let's catch up to Better Call Saul if you haven't.
What else do they have to lose? A few cans of crawfish? I feel bad for him, but it's for the sake of the investigation. I'll write him a letter of apology later.
Watch Love Life season 1 with the more reactions. That would, for us to get the most out of that, Ryan, it would require he make a YouTube account and comment on each reaction, which unfortunately Toshi won't do. Alright. There is the elevator over there. Yeah, I forgot Toshi be away though with the
find a
two.
key? Ha! Now that's my special agent. There ain't no stopping you. Wanna head straight down?
You bet. Let's sally forth, Melvin.
Let's sally forth, Melvin. Let's sally forth, Ryan. Francis Morgan's on the case.
Zach, look at that thermometer. 0 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 17.7 degrees Celsius. This is the ambiguous 0.
Hey, Avery! Can you hear me? Open the damn door, Avery! It ain't no use, Mr. York. Once Avery starts working on something, that's all he sees.
The Nandi vlog comment next, apparently. The Nandi vlog coming next. Yeah, he's going to Anime North, a Canadian anime convention. Dold, why don't you go with Nandi to the anime convention?
He just tunes out everything else. We'll have to wait until he finishes and comes out to us, I reckon. Or we could come back tomorrow.
I disagree, Melvin. Time may be on our side, but that doesn't mean we should waste it. You gave me Mr. Alligator precisely for moments like these, didn't you?
Dude, I'm shooting rubber bullets at human beings.
Wait, Mr. York! Those tranquilizers may be non-lethal, but it's still dangerous to use them on humans.
Of course, Melvin. I never said I was going to shoot him.
You're gonna shoot some meat to get his attention. I'm right, ain't I?
I'm gonna beat my meat to get his attention. Everyone going to Anime Console or Sanya. Dude, I was asking Nandi, did you watch Gio's vlog? Because I would never have thought you'd see Nandi dead at a convention like that. But then I thought, shit, did he get inspired by Gio's vlog?
An agent from the FBI.
Bloody hell, this guy's lanky.
Hi, Avery. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
York, you were smarty pants, huh?
You were smarty pants.
He's shyer than he looks.
Nandi's yeah, he is.
Come on, just settle down, Avery.
That's what
Tell
I've discovered
about
Nandi. He can go on about Goodfellas as much as he wants, but he's deep down, he's a weak.
Lots of expensive food here. Yup. Mighty precious to the Clarksons, so I gotta guard it.
I see.
Yeah, right.
So you're this area's keeper.
Next
Oh, I help with the research too. I do like research.
Research? What are you talking about, Avery? This doesn't look like a lab to me.
Oh, ain't no lab. It's a warehouse. Ain't no lab. Smarty pant scientist does the research. I ain't no smarty pants, no.
He's a bit slow in the mind, but he ain't a bad guy. Oh. Your story about the giant who carried Lisa out. Don't tell me you think it's him.
Looking at the guest list on Nandi's CanadaCon,
it's true that he's free
all
to come
English
and go
dub
as he pleases
VAs
in
and
this warehouse.
VTubers.
No, as far
Anime
as I can
North.
tell, he's just a bit over 6'5". The one who moved Lisa's body must be at least 10 feet tall. He's clearly too short.
Too short, huh? Well, if you ever happen to find a man who makes him look small, I'd sure like to meet him.
Lisa.
What
Hey,
the
cut it
hell?
out!
Dude.
Lise.
Me too. This Biden.
Why?
Joe Biden, fam.
Avery, that's not Lise.
Not Lise?
This is Melvin's daughter, and my precious assistant. Unfortunately, Elise is no longer with us.
Lise! Lise! My fault! My fault!
I guess he's sort of like Lise, you know? See, the poor fella's got himself a childlike mind. You know how normal kids tease other kids in order to get attention? Well, with this big lug, sometimes folks who don't know him too well see something and end up calling the police.
Hook yourself up, fam.
But I know that deep down,
You should go.
he's got a good heart.
You Nandy
Hey,
me up, fam.
Mr. York, I'll keep him busy.
The way me and
I'd
Zest met up.
appreciate it if you'd hurry this particular inspection along. Just holler at me if you find anything. I reckon that'll make it easier for you to go do your thing, yeah?
Melvin, I think you're finally starting to catch on. Hung alligators. I suppose in a way they sort of look like flying serpents.
Thought it was a new thing, and that's why he was going.
No, but that's pushing
I
it.
don't know why now.
Remember,
though.
we're in a
Ask
dark
Nandy
basement
why does he
here.
want to go now. Apparently he said, I want to see how the other half lives. I want to see the animals in the wild. That's how he described it to us. He said, I want to see the animals in the wild. Like, gonna pass on Anime North. Anime North seems to have 4 main programming: gaming, doll, fashion, and yaoi. Nandy is a true weeb.
They'll never reach the sky. Frozen oysters. Personally, I'd rather have a cocktail filled with fresh ones. We hunt for more materials than we can eat and freeze them over long periods of time. The human race gives terror a whole new meaning.
That it does. That it does.
Cans of Holy Trinity paste.
Holy Trinity paste.
Onions, bell peppers, and celery. The absolute basics for any Cajun dish. This product combines them all into some sort of paste. Oof, people actually buy this garbage? Even the name sounds idiotic. Zach, I just made an eternal promise with myself. If I ever happen to come across any food prepared with this paste, I vow to never call it Cajun food.
Five to 8 minute walk away before he moved. The Pop Idol Dance Showcase is for PIDs for short. Is a dance recital made up of entirely of Asian pop music. This event uses the tea house of the Maple Moon forums to connect you with other con-goers looking to have fun and perform dance covers of popular J-pop and K-pop songs. So it doesn't matter whether you know anyone in PIDS or not. Dude, Nandy's probably going for a chick. Dude, if Nandy's going to this con, it's probably for a chick. Because the chick's telling him to go.
There are torn off claws and legs scattered all over the ground. I doubt they'll fly anytime soon. I can't tell which ones are from crawfish and which parts are from shrimp. How about you, Zach? Avery, this box looks special.
Clarkson food. For their home.
Melvin, is this the Clarksons' family crest?
Oh, the dragonfly? Yeah, that's the Clarksons' mark, all right.
Flying serpent.
Ain't no big deal, though. You can find those all over
Ansem's
town.
VA is going, and Alphonse Elric's VA. Okay, interesting. Interesting. They're gonna make money, man. Now that COVID's kind of dying down and people are getting back out there, a lot of people have these con appearances are like their bread and butter now. Me and his brother were in the same year in high school. I didn't even know until later. Yeah, Sesai Mahendran. Even I know Nandi's brother's name's Sesai Mahendran or CC Mahendran.
Is that so?
Well, yeah. They pretty much run all of this town's major industries. Yeah. I do believe they own just about everything there is to own. So their word is law. They got the whole darn town tattooed with their dragonflies. Can't even walk a few steps without seeing one.
Zack, this dragonfly is our flying serpent.
Sesai Mahendra, that's the most unique name I've ever heard. Like, even amongst Pakistani culture, my name is actually rare. Moin, M-O-I-N, it's very rare. You're very hard pressed to find someone with my name. But I've never heard of the name Sesai.
The flying serpent owns this town. They're related to Lise Clarkson, our victim. And Hungan's oracle pointed us toward their family crest. The Clarksons must be deeply intertwined with this case.
This is like the Yellow King story. And True Detective Season 1.
Melvin, Patricia, I think I've had enough of this frozen world.
I think I have to.
Let's head back out to that merciless sun. Well, what are you waiting for? I can't bear to spend another second down here.
Moin, Mo out. I'm in, I'm out. Why did his name change from York to... York is his disassociative identity. But Zack is the real man. Francis Zack Morgan. York is the personality that manifests to deal with childhood trauma. He went through childhood trauma. His parents was killed by someone.
What do we do now, Mr. York?
So he manifested this personality to help deal with trauma called York Morgan. 1,500 is small, Ryan. 1,500 is small. It's a very rare name. It's more common in Pakistan, but it's even less common worldwide.
Zack and I will take things from here.
Then what should I do?
Tend to your sick wife? I don't know. You're free to do as you please. I'll stop by the sheriff's office when I need your help again.
Yeah, but if you put them all in one town, that's a lot. Yeah, that's true.
I suppose that's what I'll do then. It'll sure make Candy happy. But I am the sheriff of this town, so I do intend to get some work done. I know. How about I search for Lisa's body while you're busy?
Not a bad idea. Just be careful that you don't get attacked by a barefooted giant.
Hey, don't scare me like that. Why do you keep talking about that giant anyway? You really think some giant was responsible for all this?
Yeah, that Moin. Yeah, but but still, if a whole town has the biggest concentration of Moins, then you have to wonder, right? They'll be like Moin. Yeah.
Melvin, don't be silly.
White people say Moin.
Of course I do.
Oh, Moin. Like, we're going off the register. Oh, hey, Moin. And Pakistani people say Moin. Yeah, M-O-I-N. People said my name wrong. My name used to be spelled M-O-E-N, but then I had it changed by law, legally, to M-O-I-N, because it made more sense. Like,
just when I thought you were starting to catch on. Disappointing, to say the least.
But how can you be so sure? I want to see some proof.
Yeah. Hey, Moin. Hey, Moin.
Proof number 1.
And then Pakistani say Moin.
The footprints that led up to where Lisa's body
you say my
originally
name like the
were made
place
with
in
bare feet.
Washington, all right? Des Moines, the French name for in Washington, D-E space M-O-I-N-E-S, Des Moines. The way you say that Moines, the French one, that's how you say my name. Des Moines.
None of the prints looked similar to those of common insulated boots, and the arches of the feet were visible. The person who carried out Lisa's body must have had very large feet. I'd say they were at least 16 inches. Proof number 2. I found fingerprints on the cord of one of the hanging lights in the warehouse. The fingerprints weren't aimed up from below. They were coming directly from the side. Clearly, the giant moved the light because it was in his way. He pinched the cord with his fingers. Proof number 3. There was nothing else found in the vicinity where Lisa's body was stored. This means the giant carried her out without dragging her across the floor. But there's only one set of footprints. The only conclusion I can draw from this evidence,
big old feet,
is that a barefooted giant standing over 10 feet tall carried Lisa's body out.
In this world, that is not too far from the truth when you find out.
That concludes the entirety of my proof.
Where's the fairy he kept
Melvin?
No, that's 14 years later. Those segments are in the future. This is the flashback to the actual 2005 case. He doesn't, I mean, look at him. He don't look like he's got, like, terminal illness.
But there ain't no way a human could ever be that tall.
Have you seen every human alive with your own eyes? Well then, you need to forget all your preconceived notions when embarking on an investigation. Whether you come face to face with a 10-foot giant or a skeletal gentleman, you always need to accept everything that comes to you with a clear mind.
Mashallah, open mind, fam.
Do that, and eventually the truth will reveal itself to you.
Gotta have an open mind, fam.
You're a smart kid. I'm sure you understand.
Well, I'll be damned.
He sounds like Chris Rock. He sounds like Chris Rock. I just... What did he say? G.I. Jane 2? Can't wait to see it. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Mr. FBI Special Agent, sir. A sharp eye and flawless observational skills, uncovering the truth with a heady intuition. I won't ever question you again. Heck, I'll do whatever you say.
That's it, Melvin. I'm glad you finally caught on. Okay, time to go, Patty.
I'm getting like, I know it wasn't Sway's intention, but I'm getting a yes sir master sort of vibe from this. Keep Moy's name out your fucking mouth. Yeah. Keep Kyrie's name out your fucking mouth.
You know this town well, so I'd like you to accompany me from now on.
Like a step and fetch it, right? This is giving me step and fetch it vibes. Like, on the one hand, he's trying to be progressive, an interracial couple with a daughter, a white daughter.
Zach, we found the flying
on the other
serpent.
side of it, it's like you get those sort of stereotype vibes, black stereotypes. The chef, the cook, the concierge, the step and fetch it, right? Traditionally, so.
Now we simply need to locate the 10 maidens.
This is why I want Swear to keep making what he makes.
It's time to head on to Alexis's
but you know
diner
for a
and
fact
lane.
it doesn't come from a racially prejudiced like place, because you know, Swery, like he's the last guy. It's just Japanese people are insulated. They only know of America what they see on TV shows, movies. That's the problem. That's the problem, fam. The way they animated him looks like he's pitching a headline. Yep, he's like a trailer. He's doing a movie trailer. Alright, it's time for me to say I'm gonna call it here. That was the first major mission. Oh, erase the waypoint. How do I save? Link board information. It's using the Switch Pro controller control, so it's got the Japanese controls for confirm, so I gotta get used to it. Restart Geo's vlog on stream. Nah, that's so long. We watched all of it, believe me. We watched all of his stuff. You gotta go back and watch that stream. Alright, I need to find a save point right there. Nice. Nice. Alright guys, I'm gonna end it there. Let's end it with a banter from these two.
Hey, Patty.
What, Agent York?
Nothing. Just felt like saying that. It's a beautiful day, Patty.
Really? Seems kinda normal to me.
Now that you mention it, yes, it is a normal day. I just felt like saying that.
What? You know, sometimes you really get on my nerves.
By the way, Patty, what do you usually do when you're at home?
Okay, that's fine.
Is this an
Ending with the banter.
interrogation?
Yeah, I'm gonna end it with Joey. I'm gonna
I
end it with
just
my boy
figured
Joey.
that since we're working together now, it'd be a good idea to learn a little more about
My man.
They want to shoot. It's time for us to fucking shoot, cocksuckers. They want to get down and dirty. Don't forget who the fuck we are. You understand me? We're the baddest motherfuckers out there. You send a message to that fucking North Korean. He's gonna be sniffing my dick and sucking my asshole. That's the focus. We're going to North Korea in like a year. It's gonna be an island. It's gonna glow in the dark. You know why? Because we're Americans, cocksuckers. Who the fuck do you think you're dealing with? Stop with the gun control. They're selling more guns than ever the last 3 days. Stop with the fucking whining. Stop with the Russians on Facebook. I don't give a fuck. Worry about yourself. Keep your eyes open and get the fuck off Snapchat and fucking Twitter, cocksucker. Stay black.
TC, guys. TC. I gotta go eat. TC.
I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. Swag. I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. 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 Swag. I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. 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 Swag. I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. 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 Swag. I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. 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 Swag. I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. 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 Swag. I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts.